Has HELL frozen over? Am I finally agreeing with Carlos King about something, y'all? Find out and we'll see what happens. Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. So, today we are talking Love Island USA Season 8. Real Housewives of Atlanta. And as you guys know, every Monday night, Carlos King has his weekly Monday recap discussing Real Housewives of Atlanta and other things that are going on in the news. And what happened was there was a heated debate amongst Carlos King, Claudia Jordan, Blue, and Dustin. And it seems as though, I feel like, and this is why I always say in my videos, it's nothing personal. It's entertainment. I don't know any of these people. I've never met with any of these people. I've never interacted with any of these people. So for me, I don't have any, skin in the game to be like, oh, I hate this person's guts, or I like or dislike this person. I can critique and have an opinion on the actions that I agree or disagree with, you know what I'm saying, based on the individual. Sometimes people mistake passion that I can have on a topic is like, oh my gosh, you hate that person, or oh my gosh, you're obsessed. No, I'm trying to entertain y'all. But also give y'all my opinion, right? I can't be monotone like this just doing a video. You guys are going to be bored and go to sleep. I got to give y'all energy. You know what I'm saying? I got to give y'all energy on the topic. You know what I'm saying? So if I have a passionate opinion about something, that is my opinion. But I do not know these people, right? So there's going to be a clip that I'm going to break down that was posted on Carlos King's Instagram page, in which the discourse is continuing over the Porsha versus Shamea of it all. But what people need to also understand is Carlos King was an executive producer when Porsha and Shamea were on the show, when Shamea was a friend of. So there's a lot of insight that Carlos King has. I just don't know what the HELL was on the Shamea interview compared to the Porsha interview, because I felt like the Porsha interview, she set clear boundaries. Like listen, look at here. This is not going to be the Shamea hour. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get just this little question, this little 1-2. She did something that we can never come back from in a future episode. You guys are going to find out what it is. And that's all I'm going to say on that. I'm done with her. We, of course, fast forward to the Scotland trip and find out Shamea not only tries to utilize PJ against Porsha and still, and claims to be upset that, Dennis told Gerald that they're not allowed to have play dates anymore. And then when that didn't work, she then tries to, put out a RICO on Porsha's mom, in which Porsha hit back with a RICO on Shamea's mom, because what are we doing? So there's a lot of back and forth on the internet, on social media of it all, because I think there are some people who they're caught up in their dislike of Porsha to take a step back and realize that if you have a real friendship fallout in real life and they start it and they bring up your mama and they bring up your children, it's on like Donkey Kong. I don't know, you know what I'm saying, what universe we are living in that it's not. And y'all want to compare Shamea and Porsha so bad. There is a reason they had been friends all these years, you guys. You are not besties, at least from where I'm from, how I was raised, how I was brought up. You typically are besties with people who have similar qualities as yourself. You're not completely the same, but you have similar interests, similar characteristics about you. You know what I'm saying? So for those of you that are religious, you might have a friend that is super duper religious, right? And you might go to church together. You might have a friend that likes to party all the time, likes to be outside all the time. That might be your road dog. Anytime you want to hit up the club. You know what I'm saying? There's different qualities and different friendships you like. You might have a friend that just likes to talk SHIT. You know what I'm saying? And so you go to that friend because you know that friend's going to have all the gossip and all the tea, right? There's different levels to this, but y'all are losing it if y'all just think that Shamea is just this innocent, loyal friend to Porsha and was not doing any shady mess behind Porsha's back this entire time. So I just wanted to set that up and just give y'all perspective that some people are caught up in the hatred of Porsha. Some people are caught up in what Porsha has done in previous seasons. And people refuse to acknowledge a clear difference in Porsha these past couple of seasons compared to the Porsha we saw before that was on the Nuck If You Buck energy, you know what I'm saying, and didn't give a crap about anybody, whereas you transition to these past couple of seasons is really trying to promote sisterhood, is really trying to promote everybody getting along, is really trying to make sure everybody is integrated into the group. But you have disruptors in Kelly and Shamea that don't want people to get along, and specifically do not want anyone to get along with Porsha, so it creates a divide. And we do not want to see a divide on a show like this. It is an ensemble cast, not a divided cast. And even when there was division in the past, the cast was still able to come together. Shamea is throwing out below the belt accusations that you cannot come back from, and someone's going to have to leave the show, or you're going to have to be begging on your knees, apologizing like crazy for this madness. But y'all are acting like if somebody did not come for your mama, or somebody did not come for your children if you are a parent or a step parent or whatever the case may be, or adoptive parent, that it's not going to be, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be what y'all think it's going to be. But y'all, some of y'all are doing some performing on the internet, and some of y'all are caught up in the hatred, or y'all are caught up in the illusion of Shamea being married to a rich husband and having a big mansion and all these things, that she's never there to enjoy it. She is never there to enjoy it because she wants to be everywhere else but home. Make it make sense. So I just wanted to say that, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of put it into perspective. And now I want to get into Carlos King. So we're going to get into this clip, and I want to break some things down.
The thing is this. When I interviewed both Porsha and Shamea, right? I told Shamea to her face when I said, look, my panelists and I do believe that the first sign that we were able to see as an audience on camera was when, yes, Porsha did sit there and allow Phaedra to make childish motions that you were sleeping with Candy and Todd. And yes, Porsha sat there and her exact words were, Sheree asked Porsha, is that true? Porsha's response was, they're very close. She didn't say yes or no. She did say they were very close. That happened season 9. I said, Shamea, in all fairness, because I get it. Mm-hmm. Shamea, you also went over Candy's house. And when Candy said that, Porsha said, I want to kiss you until you did what Dustin did Saturday. Then...
Unnecessary sidebar about Dustin, but let's continue.
You know, I said, Shamea, no shade, you did this. You sat there and you drank. And she said, well, no, I did that because I saw what Porsha did. I said, no.
Y'all hear that? No. Let's continue.
That aired the same season. You did not get the episode advance. And then she said, okay, Candy did tell me what was going on. My point is this. If we're going to be fair, let's be fair. They both were not great friends to each other.
And that's all I'm saying, y'all. That is all I'm saying. There's a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? But Shamea intentionally being as close as she is to Candy Burris, the Candy Coded Clique hates Porsha's guts, calls her every types of SLUT and WHORE and all of the things, right? How can you expect your best friend to go out to a Kenyan wedding, you know what I'm saying, regardless of what was going on with Porsha medically, but even if she didn't have anything medically going on, how can you expect her to be in that attendance with all those people that hate her guts? and you're thick as thieves with Candy. You call her your baby mama, and you were twerking on her and doing a special dance for her out in Thailand. Let's continue.
Sorry, Los. Big difference.
No,
Big
it's not.
difference between
No,
them
it's
two
not.
things. You're gonna have to use another
Hold on.
example then, because that's
I'm
a
gonna give it to
big
you.
difference between making a face and co-signing a damn lie.
But fast forward to last reunion, though, Porsha said, I kissed Candy at the club and you kissed Candy at the club. So what was the lie about that? Let's continue.
There's
You
a big
making a
difference
face?
between
No.
countenance and
You making a
co-sign-
face sipping your imaginary cocktail
to
is
co-sign the
co-signing
truth.
it.
To
I
co-sign
don't
the
have
truth.
to no.
Versus a lie,
In all
Carlos.
fairness,
That's the issue.
No, in all fairness, Porsha did not say yes, they're fucking. Shamea
She
did not
said
say
she
yes,
close
they're
to
fucking.
both of them.
No.
They real close. She close to both of them. That's what she said.
If someone said no, let's be real. If someone said to you, yeah, I heard Carlos is the messy queen, and you do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's you're low key confirming I'm a messy queen.
Right. But are you one?
Huh?
Are you one though? Right? That would then be the question. Because and I'm not saying you are. Not saying.
I can't stress enough. I cannot stress enough Angela Oakley on last season's after show. She laid out Shamea's plot. She laid out Shamea's scheme. And I'm going to put some a little butter on it, right? Shamea and Porsha were not close. You know what I'm saying? And for a while, they were close and then they weren't, right? Shamea sees Porsha on Real Housewives of Atlanta and sees her profile and everything else. And Shamea's like, I want her spot. I deserve that spot. You know what I'm saying? And I also can avenge my mother too, since her and Mama Diane have fallen out. Even though y'all have been spotted together in recent years, right? Porsha goes through her divorce, right? Shamea swoops in, trying to be the bestie, trying to be the end-all, be-all. I'm going to be there for you. You're going to get it together. You're going to bounce back. Oh, by the way, I want to be on this show. You know what I'm saying? And Porsha's like, listen, look at here. As a friend of, in that capacity, I'm Gucci on that. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. But I need you to be my actual friend. And you trying to be a peach right Neil, it's going to jeopardize that. It's going to mess up our friendship. But because you're going to be caught up in all the things that are associated with being a peach, and you're not going to be able to be a true bestie to me, right? Shamea don't care, right? So Shamea's bragging about all the times that she's testing with different housewives and all of this and all of that. She didn't care. All the issues, Porsha not going to the wedding, you know what I'm saying? Porsha being close with Phaedra, and all of this and all of that, as if Shamea was not close with Candy, which by extension of that is the Candy Coda clique, who hates Porsha's guts. I can't stress enough. They hate Porsha's guts. You know what I'm saying? And you're thick as thieves with Candy. And that's why Candy always says that when she talks with Porsha about, she doesn't discuss Porsha's friendship with Shamea, because Porsha said that makes her uncomfortable, because basically Porsha knows that Shamea is running her mouth to Candy about Porsha. Porsha wants whatever her and Candy got going on to be its own thing. Shamea wants to utilize these relationships with the housewives to victimize herself against Porsha. And that's why I never understood. You know what I'm saying? And this is the same thing that happened when Candy and Phaedra fell out. She invited Angela Stanton to Old Lady Gang and befriended Kenya. You know what I'm saying? But before that, you didn't want to be Kenya's friend because Phaedra had beef with her. This is the same thing. You know, Porsha knock a few buck on Jamie. Jamie, you know what I'm saying, is moving up the ranks with Candy. You know what I'm saying? And your besties with Shamea. Make it make sense. But that doesn't mean that Shamea is this amazing person. It doesn't mean that Shamea is this great friend. Some people can be suffocating, but what some of you guys are missing is Shamea wants this fame. Shamea is desperate for Porsha's spot, and to tie that back to Angela Oakley. on the after show episode last season, Shamea held on to resentment of all the issues she had with Porsha. Porsha thought their issues were resolved. She thought they talked it out. They sorted it out. Shamea still was holding on to those grudges. But Shamea was not in the position as a page holder, you know what I'm saying, to really go toe-to-toe against Porsha. But the moment she finally got a page, all that bestie stuff, all the bets were off. Her plot was always to take down Porsha for revenge for all the times that she felt played by Porsha or was going to avenge something for her mom. But Porsha had no clue Shamea felt this way about her. Carlos King is giving the example that there was stuff behind the scenes that Kandi and Shamea were corresponding, were conspiring over when Kandi and Porsha were beefing. So you can't tell me the same type of conspiring isn't happening now. And it keeps backfiring because the problem is there's no current issue that Shamea has with Porsha. Because Porsha has not given Shamea any energy this season to have anything valid to go against her with. So it took, 13 episodes for Shamea to finally get Porsha's attention. And you go below the belt. And then these apologies aren't, I shouldn't have said it. The apology is, the timing was wrong. I should have pulled Porsha aside. I'm sorry if I made you feel uncomfortable. No. Nobody's trying to hear any of that on a trip, on a vacation. Are you kidding me? Nobody is trying to be on some low-down, drag-out nonsense over somebody's mama or over somebody's child. What vacations? I'm sure that didn't take place with you and Kandi in Thailand. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? So, I feel as though, unfortunately, it seems that, from my takeaway, it feels like Carlos King is trying to course correct after that whole colorism pipeline that was, wrongly attempted to do on this show with Shamea, right? I feel like he's trying to course correct, like trying to lay out different situations in which Shamea has been messy as well, but people ignore that. Y'all pick and choose when y'all want to acknowledge people's messiness and shade. It's okay if it's your fave that does it. You know what I'm saying? It's cool if Kenya Moore does it. It's cool if Nene Leakes does it, but it's a problem if Porsha does it. But it's cool if Shamea does it because you don't like Porsha. It's cool if Kenya does it against Porsha because you don't like Porsha. You see what I'm saying? But it needs to be the same energy. If it's shade and it's a good read, it's a good read, whether you like the housewife or not. But unfortunately, we are in the time of Stan Wars, where everybody is going to get in the ring. And if you've always hated Porsha and there's nothing Porsha can say or do, even though there's clearly a change in Porsha, where she is trying to live her happy, blissful life these days, and is not trying to be about the drama, you're still going to hold on to everything that has happened in the past. And the thing with reality TV is about what have you done for me lately? It's about fresh storylines, fresh conversations, fresh interactions with these cast members. But if you have somebody like Shamea who continues to hold grudges and continues to drag out things that happened in the past and bring it up as a new storyline on a new season every year, it gets exhausting and it gets to a point, and that is why these housewives are over it. Shamea is still carrying on beef with Drew Sidora. That at this point, I don't even know what her beef with her is at this point, because you were defending Porsha, you know what I'm saying, against Drew Sidora last season, but Porsha and Drew have since made up, and I still don't know why you're beefing with Drew. And then Angela, you're really mad at her because you're mad that she's forgiven Porsha, just like you're mad that Drew's forgiven Porsha. And you don't understand why Angela's not rocking with you, but production has shown how you have been two-faced as well, how you have been messy as well, and people don't want to acknowledge that. Just like Shamea told a lie and tried to say it was Porsha that brought up the mamas first. That's not true. It was you, Shamea. It was you that did it. That is why Porsha responded on social media. And she tried to lie a few times on the Carlos King interview, and Carlos King, at times tried to redirect her. Like, no, this is actually what happened. And that's all Carlos King is trying to say, that you put this halo, some people who hate Porsha so bad, that they feel like Shamea is completely untouchable. That she's never told a lie, she's never done anything wrong, she's never made any mistakes. And the fact that there are people making allegations like that against somebody's mama, and the fact that people are defending Shamea still wanting to have a play date with Porsha's daughter, even though Shamea hates Porsha's guts, it's crazy to me. She's still doing all that eye rolling and having an attitude whenever Porsha enters the scene. So she's been having these feelings about Porsha. She just wasn't a page holder to really go toe-to-toe with Porsha. But now that she's a page holder, she's taking on everyone's revenge, right? She's taking on Candy's revenge, she's taking on her mom's revenge, and her own personal vendetta of wanting Porsha's spot, and it's not working out for her. It is not working out, and this is not going to be sustainable for this show. So that is all that I wanted to say in this video. You know what I'm saying? As far as Carlos King was trying to give an example that Shamea's been messy too, that Shamea has not been a good friend as well. And also I would point to the fact that since Shamea has been having these alliances, even last season, how can you sit there as Kelly is SLUT shaming your friend Porsha and so fixated, oh, what were you doing with that lady's husband, but you're besties with the person who was the matchmaker with that lady's husband. But no smoke for Shamea because she's your benefactor. All that goes out the window because she has this big old mansion. You're not questioning why Shamea was comfortable playing matchmaker with Porsha and a married man, but you're holding Porsha to a different standard. Make it make sense, and apparently all of y'all, according to Porsha, get down with the get down, regardless if a man is married or not. There is a reason all of y'all were friends for so long, because y'all move the same. It is just Shamea wants to act like, the 304 stats have been deleted now that she's a wife, right? That you can't say anything. No, right? And according to these housewives, being a wife as well doesn't seem to matter if the allegations potentially are true as well. Because how is it everybody is clocking your tea? Everybody is making the same allegations that you allegedly are outside, that you are allegedly at this hotel, and that hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Why are you not at home? And you even confirmed to Angela Oakley that you like to stay after the games because it's a fun time or whatever the case may be. What else entertaining needs to take place after the games if the shift is over? I don't know if y'all caught that in the episode. Shamea tells on herself quite a bit, and y'all miss it. Just like when Porsha hit back with the allegations that Shamea's mom might have did something with one of the uncles. Instead of Shamea saying that's not true, she said which one, which brother. No. On Watch What Happens Live, brought up Porsha's tweet about the alleged married, person. Well, she said a couple people, a married manager and a married preacher. She didn't specify who. Shamea voluntarily tells us, oh, I already contacted my pastor and apologized. For what? Porsha never said it was your pastor. She said a pastor in Decatur, and last I checked, whatever city and town y'all from, there are more than one pastors in a town. You know what I'm saying? It's not just one pastor in a town. There are several pastors out here. So you told on yourself. And now, all of a sudden, you don't want to respond to Porsha. And that's what I don't understand. You know Porsha has your tea, and you still thought it was going to go your way, trying to go below the belt with her when she's got your tea. And all this time, she's been trying to keep your tea under wraps because she thought that there was a friendship and a relationship to protect, but you kept poking the bear. You kept throwing shots. You want to go into this drag-out war with somebody who was trying to spare you. And now that it has backfired, you want to grab your ball and go home. You want to say that that's it, that's all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing this no more. But you had to have known what Porsha has in the chamber. Unless you really thought that Porsha wasn't going to go there with you because she hasn't been going there with you this entire time. Either way, it was a miscalculation on your part. Because real tea now can be coming out. And that's the thing too, Shamea. We know a lot of Porsha's tea. Porsha's been an open book. You know what I'm saying? For the good and the bad. But we do not know you as a housewife. And the obsession that you and Kelly have with Porsha is tanking y'all stocks and tanking y'all positions on the show. And we can tell that the other cast members are sick of the nonsense, are sick of the drama. So y'all got to figure out something else, because this nonsense with Porsha has to stop. It has to come to an end. It has to get to a point. So for real this time, that is it for this video. I need y'all to do the biggest favor and do y'all biggest one, and that is to hype the video, please. There's that. That is it. That is all. It's todos es final. It's finito. It's the end of the road. It's the end of the line for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post the content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.